We visited Chisinau, Moldova's capital, a city many overlook, but is surprisingly full of charm, greenery, and plenty of interesting places to explore. We started our visit at the Cathedral of Christ's Nativity, the main church here at the heart of Moldova's Eastern Orthodox community. Built in the 1830s, it's seen a lot. Bombed during World War II, converted into an exhibition hall under Soviet rule, and finally restored in 1989. Today, it draws large crowds daily, but especially on Orthodox holidays. We happened to visit on Pentecost Sunday, and a nun handed my wife a flower stalk, a small but memorable moment. One of the first things we noticed about Chisinau was how clean it is, much more so than many other European capitals we've visited. The streets are spotless, and parks even have trash bins beside every bench. Even the suburbs near the city centre are impressively tidy. Right next to the cathedral stands a Triumphal Arch, built in 1840 to commemorate the Russian Empire's victory over the Ottoman Empire. The area is beautifully kept, with flowers watered while we were there. A short walk from the arch is the Stephen the Great Monument. It honors Moldova's favourite ruler, who defended the country against the Ottomans in the 15th century. With a 4 million lei price tag, it now serves as a popular meeting spot. Fun fact: Moldova was part of the Soviet Union from 1940 to 1991. And Chisinau still has many buildings from that period. One of the most accessible is the massive Parliament of Moldova. Built in 1976, it's shaped like an open book and has a nice garden at the front. On the opposite side of the Parliament is the Presidential Palace, completed in 1987, which has a cool futuristic look, as well as the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Industry. Another Soviet-era example is Hotel Cosmos. It took almost 10 years to build and was once the pride of Moldova, the largest and most luxurious hotel in the country. However, it's listed as temporarily closed while we were there. The now defunct National Hotel is another one. Once a 4-star hotel that hosted celebrities and foreigners, it was a symbol of Soviet modernity. The building was later repainted in Moldova's national colors in an attempt to give it a second life. Then there's Hotel Chisinau, a functioning hotel we actually considered staying at. It's advertised as a taste of Soviet-era luxury, though reviews suggest some of its former charm has worn off over time.
Don't be sad, don't be lonely, don't you know how?
Valea Morilor Park, or Valley of the Mills, is a big city park built around a peaceful lake. Thoughtfully designed and in excellent condition, the park feels like a love letter to the community. One of its highlights is this staircase, which looks like a giant fountain. It has 218 steps and is a nice spot for photos. After the fall of the Soviet Union, it actually fell into neglect, but fortunately it was beautifully restored in 2016. As we ventured into the park, we spotted locals relaxing by the water, couples paddling across the lake, and kids racing by in kayaks. The park is large, even equipped with a beach with soft sand popular with sunbathers. By the way, if you're a fan of the novel The Little Prince, then keep an eye out for this small bronze statue by the lake. Apparently, there's a sculpture of his eternal rose nearby, but we didn't see it. Hidden in a discreet corner of the park behind some fences, we found the Vladimir Lenin monument. A reminder of Moldova's Soviet past, Lenin stands at the center, flanked by Karl Marx and Georgy Dimitrov. While many former Soviet states have removed their Lenin statues, this one remains quietly preserved. We visited the National History Museum next, hoping to get a deeper understanding of Moldova's past. However, it turned out to be a bit underwhelming. We felt it was more like a collection of artifacts than a guided journey through history. If you enjoy looking at displays and browsing through thematic rooms, this might be worth spending an hour or so. But we were expecting something more and left feeling like something was missing. The next morning, we made our way to the beautiful Ciuflea Monastery in the outskirts of the city. This 19th century monastery was built by two brothers who are now buried at the entrance. At one point, it even served as a cathedral of Chișinău during Soviet rule. Today, it holds a special place in Moldova's Orthodox community as a symbol of faith that endured through political and social changes. Next up, we visited the Chisinau railway station, also a beautiful Soviet-era building. The first railway line here opened back in 1871, connecting to Tiraspol. The station was rebuilt in 1948 after being destroyed in World War II, and I think it's worth visiting just to admire the mid-20th century architecture. Plus, there's a steam locomotive on display too. Just outside the railway station, you'll find a monument to the Deportees, honoring thousands of Moldovans exiled under Soviet rule. Around here, there's a flea market sprawled across the square and even up this bridge. You can find just about anything, and it's a colorful spot full of local life. By the way, Moldova is famous for its wine and has some of the largest wine cellars in the world. We're not wine drinkers, but we picked up a small bottle of Cricova Wine produced by one of Moldova's most famous wineries, just to make sure we didn't miss out. Now, Chișinău might not have a Starbucks, but its coffee scene is growing fast. Tucano Coffee is often called the Moldovan Starbucks, and it was a comfy place to grab some high-quality coffee. The staff were friendly, and prices were fairly affordable too. If you're wondering where to stay in Chișinău, here's where we based ourselves. We opted for a hotel since we were arriving early in the morning and wanted to leave our bags at reception before check-in. The room was spacious, the location was convenient, and their free breakfast was excellent. I know some people may wonder about safety in Chișinău. Well, good news, we felt very safe at all times. Moldova has addressed much of its post-Soviet crime and corruption, and we never felt we were in any danger while walking around the capital. Transport-wise, there's no metro, and trolley buses cover most of the city. Each ride costs 6 lei, which is around 35 cents, and a staff member comes on board to collect your fare and give you a ticket. If you prefer taxis, we recommend using a local app like Yandex, as street taxis don't have the best reputation. We used the app twice without issues, though it didn't accept our credit card. One thing that really stood out about Chișinău was how empty the city felt compared to other European capitals. There were almost no crowds at the main attractions, and we often felt like the only foreigners around, which made exploring much more enjoyable. Aside from Chișinău, we were excited to visit Transnistria, or PMR, often called the country that doesn't exist. While Moldova considers it part of its territory, PMR sees itself as independent. Click here to see how we spent a day there.